Joining me now is comedian and host of Prime Time with Alex Stein on Blaze TV. Alex Stein himself, good to see you. Thanks very much for joining me. We spoke earlier in the show about the No Kings protests. Now, you went to the one in Dallas where you were actually assaulted by the protesters. Have a look at this.
Oh, you got assaulted. Oh, call police. Holy. Oh, damn. Oh.
Alex, take us through what happened.
Well, you know, this is a unique protest. This is the No Kings protest, and this is the second iteration of this protest. And even though the mainstream media did get caught sharing fake images of this event, you know, trying to make it seem like there was millions and millions of people there were still lots of people. And I was in Dallas, and basically I was just trying to fit in. And what happened was there was another kid that was there that was wearing a MAGA hat. And once they started to kind of attack him, I stepped in, and that made me a target. And, you know, as you saw in the video, once they realized who I was and that I was right-leaning, I became an enemy, and I felt like a piece of meat with a bunch of rabid dogs all trying to get a bite. I mean, it really did feel like that.
I mean, they're just all so pathetic, seriously. And I want to show our viewers another clip of you at the protest. Have a look. So they were chanting shame, Alex, and I've got to say it reminded me of this from Game of Thrones.
Shame. 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 Shame.
Yeah, shame on you, Alex. You had your own Game of Thrones moment. But, you know, what does it say about the tolerant left that we hear all about?
Well, you know, it's funny that you actually use the Game of Thrones reference, because not only were there tons of Game of Thrones people yelling shame, The Handmaid's Tale, I saw 10 different people in The Handmaid's Tale. So that's really what's going on, is we have a lot of people that are just live action role-playing, LARPing activists. They really don't even care about the cause that they're so mad and up in arms about. So when you look at these people, I really kind of look at a lost bunch, looking for a path, looking for a direction. And once again, they realized that I wasn't there on their side, so I became the target. Even though they didn't talk to me, they didn't want to have a conversation, they immediately want to start throwing water and attacking. So I feel bad that the left is so impulsive and out of touch with the reality. And I think that's why this whole protest happened. No kings. We're in America. We don't have kings. Why are we protesting against kings? It just shows you, even the protests, the biggest protest that we had this year, literally makes no sense out of context. No kings, biggest protest in America, we don't have kings. Why are they even wasting their time protesting this?
No, and when you ask them why they're there, they have no idea themselves. They've got nothing to say. Now, look, a video of a woman mocking the death of Charlie Kirk at one of the protests has gone viral over the weekend. Have a look.
Hey, you ever heard of Ozempic, you fat ass?
This is just disgusting, Alex. She's been identified as a school teacher in Chicago. Should she lose her job?
You know, this is a tricky situation because I'm out right now. I'm outside of Normal, Illinois. I just got to speak at Illinois State University, where there was a viral story this Friday. An actual teacher's assistant came over to the booth, the Turning Point booth, and knocked over the table. And that teacher ended up getting arrested, and he lost his job. Now, in a way, I'm happy that he lost his job, but I never like it when somebody loses their job. So for this woman, I don't really want her to lose her job, but should she lose her job? Yes, I think she should lose her job for making that sort of threat, considering that she is teaching young children. So, you know, if she was like, you know, maybe a bus driver or something, you know, maybe she could keep her job. But the fact that she's a teacher, personally, I don't like when anybody loses their job, but she really shouldn't probably keep hers.
Yeah, no, look, that's a fair point that you make. Now, look, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was among Democrats and Trump critics. They're having a real whinge, Alex, at a satirical AI video that the president posted showing him dropping brown sludge on No Kings protesters. Have a look. Oh, I thought it was brilliant, Alex. I loved it. Where is the sense of humour from the left? They've got nothing.
No, you're exactly right. And obviously, this is a joke. Anybody that's taking it serious, like there are people that are like, oh, Donald Trump really wants to bomb us. I mean, this is how out of touch with the reality these people are. I know I keep saying that, but that's kind of like where we're at is one people believes in a reality that another people don't believe is real. So when you see a video like this, I can only laugh because Donald Trump has the best sense of humor of any elected politician in my lifetime, or probably anybody's lifetime for that matter. So when I see videos like this, I laugh. But at the same exact time, though, Donald Trump and AI, you know, he's probably going crazy. I can't imagine the creative stuff that Donald Trump is going to come up with AI. So I would not want to be one of Donald Trump's enemies with him having the keys to the digital castle and can create anything he wants.
No, he's there. He's out there annihilating his keyboard. He's having way too much fun with this, and we're enjoying it as well. Now, look, an Illinois State University teaching assistant's been fired after he was captured on video flipping a Turning Point USA table, which had actually been promoting an upcoming appearance by yourself. Have a look at this.
Jesus did it, so you know I got to do it, right? Jesus did it. Good luck. He did this. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Oh, this sucker.
Dang, how did this get covered?
Whipped cream is
That's
everywhere.
so sad. Oh!
Well, Alex, what can I say? It looks like you will get the last laugh.
Yeah, sadly, Derek Lopez is still in jail. And, you know, I never like it when somebody's in jail, but I wish he could have been out of jail because I would have loved for him to come to the event. There's only 3 protesters at it. We had hundreds of Turning Point USA kids there. So in the end, everything that he did only brought more positive attention to Turning Point. So I honestly feel bad for the guy. And on top of that, he lost his job. So he's not doing too well today. So I think that's kind of we can all learn a lesson. Sometimes when you're impulsive and you react without thinking, there's serious consequences. And sadly, he had to face those consequences. And the event was it was a total success. So at the end of the day, you got to pick your battles. Pick the ones you can win.